Gaming Bolt presents the 15 greatest horses in video games.
We have a lot to talk about, so without wasting your time, let us begin right away.
Rapidash, Pokemon. There's nothing more amazing than a horse with style, and that's what Pokemon gave us in the first generation of the highly popular series with Rapidash. With a tail, legs, and mane of fury and fire, Rapidash embodied the desire of the slogan "Gotta catch 'em all." And its original form, Ponyta, was very similar, but smaller and just adorable. Roach, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Roach is the name that Geralt of Rivia gives to all of his horses. Geralt's horse is the type of animal that can turn people's heads just to see it gallop on by heading straight into danger and their next adventure fighting monsters of all kinds. Ruin, Darksiders. Ruin was the beast horse that could strike fear in the eyes of its enemies. With his master War, one of the 4 horsemen riding on its back, Ruin roamed around the earth destroying evil and collecting souls that got in its path. Despair, Darksiders 2. Darksiders 2 allowed us to roam the ruins of Earth once more through the eyes of another horseman, Death. Death scavenged the wastelands on his trusted steed Ruin. Ruin traversed the desolate valleys and dead lands with a sweeping fire below its hooves, while breathing the embers of fear through its nostrils. Shadowmere, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. As a dragonborn roaming the enchanted land of Skyrim, Shadowmere was a friend that would follow you to the end of the world. Its glowing red eyes and glossy black fur body defined its massive height that towered over many monsters that travelled throughout Skyrim. 4 Horses of the Apocalypse, Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. These 4 horses, known as Death, Famine, Pestilence and War, came out to horrify the Old West dwellers in Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare DLC. These horses could be found and tamed, but were always a nightmare to look. Being mythical, these horses were always loaded with extra stamina and health, making them the ultimate companion. Ixion, Final Fantasy. Ixion, the mythical unicorn, is one of many different summon character abilities from the Final Fantasy series, and is definitely an awesome looking unicorn. Its lightning elemental powers controls electricity and can zap enemies to pieces in a single blow. With its overdrive power, Ixion charges electricity on its horn and shoots at its enemies. Agro, Shadow of the Colossus. Agro is Wanda's companion throughout the Forbidden Lands in Shadow of the Colossus. This loyal horse shows that it is indeed a good friend to Wanda throughout the entire adventure by always sticking by his side. Agro's speed helps Wanda by keeping him safe and away from attacks, or allows him to speed up to an incredible gallop. Epona, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Epona is arguably the most familiar and most popular horse in video games today. Its brown coat and trusted friendship to Link have brought them to the end of Hyrule and back again many times over. Epona is a magnificent steed, and all she asks for is a carrot to snack on every now and then. Shadow, Darkwatch. Jericho, a wanted outlaw, roams the desert lands for either redemption or to descend ever deeper into a great darkness, depending on which path the player takes. No matter what path Jericho chooses, however, Shadow, Jericho's undead demonic horse, is there by his side. Its armoured body and powerful stride was often no match for Shadow's enemies. The Boss's Horse, Metal Gear Solid 3. This Andalusian horse that belonged to Boss in the 1950s was a beautiful trusted steed. After Naked Snake and the Boss were confronting each other, the Boss's horse reared and stepping on Snake's left hand. It may have hurt Snake that one time, but it's proved its companionship many times before and since that day. D-Horse, Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Diamond Horse, or D-Horse for short, was a white Andalusian horse owned by the PMC Diamond Dogs during the 1980s. Later on, Snake acquired D-Horse and rode it over to Afghanistan, along with Ocelot, to rescue Kazuhira Miller. Being Snake's very first companion in MGSV right after the prologue, and sticking with Snake through thick and thin, really makes this horse one of a kind. Horstachio, Viva Pinata. From Viva Pinata comes the ever-colourful Horstachio. With a bright yellow tail, blue and purple face, legs and green and blue body, Horstachio is a hilarious and wonderful pinata that can be played as in Viva Pinata. Of course it eats candy. Lots of it. Slow Dancer, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle. Slow Dancer is a horse that actually has some awesome fighting moves in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle. Though many may not be familiar with this fighting game, it was a bold and stylistic fighter that didn't cower from attempting to have some pretty awesome fighting characters and moves. Invincible, World of Warcraft. Invincible is a masterfully powerful horse that could soar through the skies with its mighty wings. Only obtainable after defeating the Lich King on heroic difficulty in 25-player mode, Invincible proved that working hard to unlock a grand beast was well worth the time and effort.
We hope you've enjoyed this video, so please consider subscribing to our channel. We do original content, reviews, graphics comparison, and much more, and try to upload a video every day.